Sean, representing me, Sean. Sean, I didn't say it makes sense. I said it makes more sense.
You said it makes more sense than the round Earth, and the round Earth has scientific proof behind it.
Let me explain to you why.
Let me explain to Sean. You're a dumb fuck, dude.
Sean,
you think you're high IQ, but you're stupid.
Are you going to let me respond?
You're fucking stupid.
Or are you going to respond? So the reason that makes more sense, let me respond. The reason that makes way more sense than the heliocentric model has to offer is because, according to the heliocentric model, it all came out of nothing for no reason, without any instrumentation, without any order. It was just random, and it just so happens they appear to be the same size. That is retarded.
You don't even know the fucking. You don't even know the heliocentric model, dude. You don't know the model.
That's not actually the heliocentric.
Retarded.
You don't know the heliocentric model they're quoting.
Retarded.
You don't know what you're talking
That's not
about.
actually. That's not actually.
You know they have the same angular size. Go read the astronomy textbooks. They say the sun and the moon have the same angular size in the sky.
Yeah,
you're telling me that's just a coincidence that came out of nothing for no reason, without any order. It was all random. You guys are crazy.
So your best proof against the model is carry one constant.
Crazy.
Hang on, that's only proof of flat Earth.
Hang on. That's only the beginning of the story.
Prove it.
Crazy.
Proof, motherfucker.
Okay.
We've given you mountains and mountains of fucking evidence, and you've denied it all. So now it's your fucking turn. Fuck up. Prove it or shut the fuck
all
up.
You have is ad hoc.
Prove it or shut the fuck up.
All you have is ad hoc. All you got is ad hoc. John, you look like the racist skinhead from American History X.
Piece of shit.
You look like the racist skinhead from American History X, dude.
You've proven you're a Nazi fuck.
Oh yeah,
I'm a Nazi. Proven it. Everyone I disagree with is a Nazi. Fucking sexist piece of shit.
Everyone I disagree with is a Nazi.
Dude, you've proven it in your fucking videos, asshole.
Shut up, dumbass. Okay. It's just one good point that, to me, suggests there's a massive hole in the globe model. Yeah, I mean that's a crazy coincidence. They appear to be the same size, even though it all happened randomly for no reason, separated by 400 times the distance, but also 400 times bigger. Just insane coincidence. No one can deny that's a crazy coincidence for it to have happened for no reason. Then also the fact that you can have a horizon on a flat plane, because vision literally creates vanishing lines, just like a horizon is a vanishing line on a sphere, because the sphere horizon is actually the leading edge of a bulge, so you can't see what's on the other side. Coincidence. And what it suggests to me, guys, is that somebody has the globe model is an ad hoc hijacking of what's really there. And then they've created a model out of what's really there.
Yeah. All you have is your fucking doubt and your arguments out of incredulity and your arguments out of ignorance. See, you can't fucking listen to other people because you can't stand up to a fucking point of view. Dude, you're a fucking worthless waste.
You just shot me, dude.
I'm not sure whether Red Pill is just a poll or if he's actually...
Well, this is what you guys tell yourselves.
You can't prove your shit, Red Pill. You have to talk over other people just like this.
You guys like
can't prove what you have to say, so you just talk and fill the space.
You guys have this
just like this. Just like you want, just like Nathan Oakley's hangout. You like everything to be like Nathan Oakley because you're ignorant. You can't prove a point. You can't discuss anything logically and organize or in any organized fashion. So you just have to talk over people. Now, what's your answer? Are you going to debate me on this channel with Jose moderating?
Why are you afraid to debate me, you coward?
No, I'm not. I'm challenging you to a debate here.
You ran away from my debate, you coward.
No, dude. I challenged you to a debate, or you challenged me to a debate. I said, yeah, okay, we'll do it on non sequitur. He said, no, not non sequitur.
Not debate me man to man. Why would you live stream talk shit about
man to man? We'll be man to man on this channel with Jose moderating.
John, you pussied out big time. Anyways, you were saying that
man to you.
Lori was saying
Jose's channel with him moderating.
Listen, Lori,
yes or no? Yes or no, bitch made.
Corey, this whole thing
yes
that I'm
or no, bitch made.
Hilarious.
Yes or no, bitch made.
Theory,
yes or no, bitch made.
A conspiracy
yes
theory
or
that was
no, bitch made.
By butthurt losers
yes
like
or no.
Because they can't possibly accept the fact that people are waking
yes
up.
Or no, bitch made.
It's stunning.
Yes or no.
It's truly stunning.
Simple question.
You already said no, pussy.
Yes or no.
You already said no, pussy.
No, yes or no. This
I sent you a link, coward. You didn't click the link, pussy.
No, because I will not debate on your channel, and I won't debate on my channel either. I don't debate on a person's channel.
I'll let you create the hangout. I'll let you create the hangout. How about that?
I won't debate on my channel either because it's not moderated.
The fucking babysitter.
If we have it on my channel, and I have Team Skeptic or Jose.
Oh, if I have babysitter, yeah.
Yeah, because you're a fucking moron and you can't stand up to scrutiny without talking over someone.
Corey, you asked if I'm a
That's been proven, dude. You cannot stand up to scrutiny.
Corey, you asked if I'm a Poe, right?
So we're still
trying to
wait on your proof of flat Earth, dude.
The proof is everywhere, Sean. You're just denying it.
You're still not proving flat Earth, man.
And you're still presupposing you live on a sphere like Pythagoras did 2,500 years ago.
No, you still haven't proven flat Earth.
No, you know the globe was originally...
The floor is yours, dude. Prove flat Earth.
No, container is the necessary antecedent to pressure.
The globe wasn't actually initially a free.
Really? How do you have a...
You're talking out of your ass, man.
In a closed container?
You're actually lying.
Oh, pressure gradients exist all the time in containers. That's why you have to shake a spray paint can to bring everything together. It's really basic science, Sean.
You don't know basic science because you're a basic bitch.
Okay.
Well,
that's a density gradient, not a pressure gradient.
This is really fun. Of space. He said nature abhors a vacuum, and it's attributed to Aristotle. And it's ironic because when you ask the average glober who found out the Earth was a sphere, who proved it, they always point to Aristotle and his 3, sometimes 4. People misattribute 3 or 4.
I'm going over the curve.
I know, it's incredible, man. Everywhere you look, there's just curve. If you want to find it, you'll find it.
Okay, you like to quote people. Sorry, Carlos. You like to quote people, right? There's one guy that says the Earth is round, it has gravity, and you quote him. So, yeah, what's with that, dude?
Yeah, you guys don't understand why I do that. I mean, do you guys?
You do that because you cherry pick.
No,
because you're intellectually dishonest, dude. No, that's why you do it.
Shouting, come on, man, relax, dude. Listen.
Let me
answer. The reason I do that, where I say, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson says you can't see curvature from 128,000 feet. Then you idiots come in and say, but he also thinks it's a sphere. You don't even understand why I'm doing this. The reason I do that is because you guys operate by consensus. Every time your consensus contradicts itself, it's devastating for you guys. That's why I do it. I don't know.
The reason you do it is because it makes you money on a t-shirt, dude, because you're all about the money. You have no interest in finding truth. You have no interest in finding reality. You have no interest in finding facts. You are red pill to pay the bill 100%.
Fight the Flat Earth will start a debate and say, because I have the scientific consensus, which is basically just popular vote, everybody agrees, so it must be true. Because I have the consensus, the burden of proof is on you, Flat Earther. So you guys are using consensus to literally establish the playing field in debate. So you guys worship consensus. Don't pretend that you guys don't do that. You might be the exception, Lori, but that is how you guys operate. By consensus is what you guys do.
You don't understand debate, dude. That's
John,
the problem.
And I asked, look, here's an example about how consensus is ridiculous. Just a couple months ago, scientific consensus changed how far the atmosphere extends out to. And before that number changed, you globers would have died defending that consensus. But then the consensus changed. And now you guys will die to defend the new number. And the number can change again. Hey, let me finish now. Science has got it wrong.
I'm letting.
Science has got it wrong. This is what Flat Earthers saying. That science has got it wrong and that there may be another answer. So why are you saying that I'm saying that's an issue? That's literally what I am saying. That
because actually that's what.
Listen. I'm not criticizing.
Sure.
I'm not criticizing that science can be wrong and then gets it right. Well, no shit. That's what flat earthers are saying. They're saying that's what me as a globe skeptic is saying. That the current consensus could be wrong. So let's keep our minds open and question the consensus. But then the flat earth sweeps in and says, I have all the people on my side, so you stupid flat earther, prove yourself to me. So that's the issue. And listen, literally, the fact that science gets things wrong is the foundation of the flat Earth skepticism question. So I don't even disagree with you. That's a crisis for your side because you guys are the consensus, and you guys think that if it contradicts consensus, it must be wrong by definition.
Discovering something new doesn't mean what we didn't doesn't mean that the way it was is wrong.
Right, Sean Hawkins, you fell into my trap. Thank you. I knew one of you idiots would. Now listen, when you guys actually finally concede that, okay, fine, science does get things wrong, but we are only building up. This is what Fight the Flat Earth said the other day. We just build upon. We never have to throw everything out.
Sorry, I'm getting too tired.
Let me finish. I'm almost done. We never have to throw everything out and start over. Oh shit, that's exactly what we did with the heliocentric model.
Yeah, and see, here's my problem with that.
We had
every
to throw
reason why you
out.
No. Let me actually. It's okay. It's okay. So let me actually talk. It's okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let the steam out. Yeah. Go ahead. Can you let me talk?
The heliocentric model gets to throw everything out to start a new paradigm.
Okay. Yeah. Come on.
And start a new paradigm.
So, Red Pill, getting back to what I was saying originally is, where is your proof of flat Earth? Because you've shown none. Well,
the burden of proof is on you.
No, it's not.
Oh, let me guess. It's on. Okay. This is a good topic. We need to explore this one. So the burden
you're challenging established science. You're challenging 2,000 years of established science.
Right, consensus.
So the burden of proof is on you to disprove that.
Does consensus equal truth? Now that we know and we've established that consensus does not equal truth, because consensus always changes, as you guys should know by now, then in a debate to determine truth, why should consensus be the determining factor on who has the burden of proof?
Because that's the rules of fucking debate, moron.
You don't find me anywhere where who does and doesn't have the burden of proof is like written in an official like county handbook or something. That whoever has
written in the fucking law, dude. That's how law works.
It's crazy, man.
Debate works. It's written down. It's established.
Yes. Anyways.
So again, Red Pill, prove the flat Earth or shut the fuck up. No one gives a shit about your logical fallacies. Prove what you say or shut the fuck up.
Burden of proof is on you guys, unfortunately. The burden of proof is on you guys because, first of all, consensus doesn't equal truth. So I'm not intimidated by your pat on the back, popularity, trendiness. So none of that matters.
So what equals truth? Evidence?
Well, truth equals truth. Proof. If you can get some proof.
Does evidence equal truth as
well?
well?
If you can get some proof, but now you guys are saying there's no such thing as proof. So that's great. That means there's no scientific proof for the heliocentric model, according to you guys.
So there was a couple of points I wanted to say about some of the things you've said. Just two things mainly. One is
I gotta get going a little bit.
Well, only take 2 seconds.
But I'll entertain a couple questions.
You were trying to make the case that there's no reason for you to have burden of proof, but you also want to claim that you're challenging the current paradigm and usher in a new one. So can you explain how you would actually change a paradigm without providing some kind of proof or evidence? You have to make the case with something, not with nothing.
Could you restate like the first half of what you said?
You're trying to deny that you have any kind of burden of proof but you're challenging an existing paradigm.
Okay.
You believe that paradigm to be false, but whether it's false or true, in order to challenge it and push in another paradigm, how do you do that without providing proof?
Yeah, well, it's not that I don't think I have any burden of proof. It's that I definitely don't think it's entirely on flat earthers. So, because that's what I keep hearing from a lot of the top tier globe defenders. All the burden of proof is on the flat earthers.
No, if you have a contrary position, you have to justify the You can invalidate. You don't have to prove your position. You just have to be able to invalidate our position, and you can't. And your demonstration of your complete and utter lack of understanding. And you've demonstrated a complete lack of understanding of perspective in this. You don't understand any of the geometry or the math. So I'm afraid you don't have any counter argument other than your wishful thinking.
But I wasn't sure if I had slain the Rumpus because you kind of disappeared in the middle of that insanely.
Yeah, I was giving you a demonstration.
That insanely disingenuous thing with the angles and the little eyeball is so disingenuous.
In that case, well, it's because you don't understand geometry. That's your problem. Yeah, okay, this is the problem with people who don't.
It's not geometry, it's perspective. See,
you don't understand basic geometry.
Whoa, wait a minute. Perspective is geometry. Perspective is geometry. You can't separate the two.
You don't understand basic geometry, and therefore you find it confusing. You can't tell the difference between a valid argument and an invalid argument because you understand no geometry, you understand no math, you understand no reasoning, and you just have your wishful thinking. That's all you've got.
I would like to address
if you want to, I'm more than happy to go through you with the trigonometry and the geometry with you slowly, step by step, so we can try and drag you into your sort of what you should have understood when you were about 15, which clearly you didn't do, and you somehow missed your early teens education.
I wish you had a rage quit when I had you pinned up against the wall.
When do you? The only thing, you're deluded as well. The only thing having pinned up against the wall.
Let's go back to Alcade.
To speak over me was
I run out of memory on my computer and I can't screen capture this anymore. And this could get really good, and so it's kind of unfortunate. But
so this is relevant to geometry, is it?
Anyways, so let's Alcade real quick. So
right,
I basically gave you half of my answer.
You just ignored the option of me explaining to you slowly about.
No. That you interrupted. You interrupted Alcade, so I was going like Alcade. Alcade, do you want to go ahead, Alcade?
Well, I had asked a question and you'd started.
My bad. So basically what I said was that it's not that I don't think we have any burden of proof, is that I don't think it's exclusively on flat earthers. And it seems a justification for saying that all the burden of proof is on flat earthers is that globers have the consensus. And I'm saying consensus does not equal truth, so consensus is a poor determining factor for who has burden of proof.
No one claims it is.
Right, but the thing is,
the geometry of it. Sorry, Hal.
That's what I say. See, the consensus.
Go ahead, Al.
The consensus side of it comes from an accumulation of evidence and a build-up of knowledge, right? So it's not just we think this.
Consensus is wrong all the time.
That doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Some people think
by
it
default.
used to be consensus that the Earth was flat, and then look, it got tossed out.
No, I've never had a consensus of that.
All right, and that's disputed. Some people don't think that was true, even though it's
the ancient Greeks knew it was round, so there's no consent. No one in any stage of medieval Earth, of medieval history, has ever thought it was round. Flat.
Hey, Rumpus, which ancient Greek proved the Earth was a sphere?
Hold on, before I get off track. Coming back to the burden of proof thing, there's a difference between saying I have no burden of proof and I don't think we have sole burden of proof. So you've changed your position slightly there. And that is it's still relevant that you have some burden of proof. You have to provide something.
No, I never changed my position. I mentioned burden of proof in the context of...
You said you had no burden of proof, and then when I asked you the question, your response is, well, I don't think we have all of the burden of proof.
I don't really remember saying that I had
you did earlier say you had no burden of proof.
But if I said I had no burden of proof, it's because you guys are coming on to me saying I have it all. So I'm just going to straight up say I don't have it. But I think in a fair, hang on. In a fair discussion, I think everybody should listen to the evidence without putting all the burden of proof pressure on one side. That's my point. So yeah, if I said I have zero burden of proof, I'm only saying that because Sean Hawkins comes in and says, for 2,000 years, everybody said it's a globe. So you have to find some way to prove it now. And when you come at me with that shit saying consensus is the ultimate arbiter and thus all the burden of proof is on me, I'm just going to respond to that bullshit and say, no, I don't have the fucking burden of proof. Now, I will kind of say that I also don't think I have the burden of proof, because saying that we live on the underside of a spinning ball is pretty out there, and it's against all of our intuition, all of our senses, all of our experience. So on that level, I do really feel like the globe really does have the majority of the burden of proof. Really does. Well, yeah. You guys have to find a way to explain how your model contradicts everything we ever experienced. So I do think
it doesn't contradict everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it contradicts everything.
No, you can see the moon is spherical, the sun is spherical. You can see the curvature of the Earth. Hold on. You can see the curvature of the Earth simply by taking a photograph from a few thousand feet. We've got pictures of the damn thing. You can measure the boats go over the horizon. The windmills that I've got displayed now demonstrated. You cannot have on a flat Earth a sunset. You cannot have the Polaris changing angle as it does in the real world. There are all these contradictions. You cannot have a shape. We know about gravity. You can't have a flat thing with gravity. So there is not a single bit of evidence that supports the flat Earth model, and all the things that the spherical Earth model predicts occur. There is not a single, not even a tiniest inkling of a scintilla of evidence or argument is in favor of the flat Earth. Not one. Not a single one.
Are you done?
Rumpus, right, the other side to that.
Let me respond.
Hold on. I was something I was trying to say, and Rumpus kind of talked over me. So
sorry, Al. I keep on doing it.
But the other side to that is whether you take the side that Rumpus is taking there, that we've got all this stuff that we know. It doesn't matter whether you know or don't know, and it doesn't matter which position you're taking. If you have any position that you want to put forward, you have to provide something to support it. So if you think it's flat and you think it's stationary, you still have to provide something to back that up. Even if the Earth is flat and stationary, you can't just think that, because experiencing it and your estimation as flat and stationary doesn't go beyond what we call an inertial reference frame. So we know that things can be in motion and all the physics behave the same way. So you still have to go beyond the initial experience and find some way of demonstrating it.
And you need to invalidate the global Earth. We're happy to accept you invalidating the global Earth if you can, but you can't even do that. You cannot do any. You cannot prove the flat Earth. You cannot invalidate the global Earth. You can't do either of those things.
Let me respond to him.
Go on, make one argument. Give us one piece of reasoning or evidence for either the invalidation of the globe or validation of the flat Earth. Either one would do.
I'm going to respond to LK because he was talking about. If I can even remember what the hell LK said. Yeah. Does the flat Earth have to provide evidence? Yeah, of course. It's hard to find practical, repeatable proof that the average person can perform of the globe model. You try to go look at things disappearing bottom up, and then Rumpus has to pull out super looming, jumping jacks.
No,
super looming jumping jacks.
The picture I'm showing at the moment.
Easy.
The picture I'm showing at the moment doesn't invoke super looming.
You don't just pull your camera out and say,
look, the picture I have got here, invalidates the flat Earth straight away.
No. Sometimes you can see
everything. This picture is easy. You can take pictures like this.
Jumping jacks.
This one picture on my screen invalidates the flat Earth. There's no super looming. There's no looming argument. You have to account for the obscuring of most of an object, and you can't do it with your misunderstanding of perspective.
I was explaining that earlier, and I don't even know where the whole debate went, honestly. I don't know where it went. We got distracted. We got sidetracked. I was trying to explain it to you with a picture of a hallway, and you just laughed.
Yes, because you're stupid and you think that the size, you don't understand this simple argument, and I'll do it again for you. The argument you're offering about a vanishing point is all about things becoming too small to see. That is utterly irrelevant to my picture.
Can you guys see my screen?
Quick question, Brad Pill. Do you think that by changing the size of the lens, those turbines will actually come back to view?
Yes, if we zoom in. Yeah, if we zoom into those turbines, do you think they're going to somehow be rematerialized with what's facing them?
Not zooming in, but actually changing the size.
Oh, either or any optical operation.
I think it's a real possibility. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So you saying, oh, is it possible to bring back something that's disappeared beyond the vanishing point? Remember,
no, not vanish. No, you see, there you are. You're misrepresenting. We're not.
No, you don't let me finish.
We're talking about something obscured. We're not talking about something that's small. We're not talking about something small, which is what you keep on doing. We're talking about something that's obscured, not something that is small. And I'm having to say this again and again because you keep on trying it.
Quote her. She's talking about the telescopes. She's talking about how you cannot. There's a limit to how far you can see with telescopes.
Jesus Christ!
And that it's
it's got nothing to do with something you can see. Again, you're talking about something that's too small. These windmills are not too small.
I was trying to make a point to Rumpus. I'm not going to let you come in and then make your point. So let me just get my sentence out. I haven't even been able to get my sentence out. So
he's right now. I have stopped this time.
Here we go.
We know the point you're going to make. Oh, it's ridiculous. She's going to say it's too small.
Why is that? Watch.
Yes, there we go.
Well,
it's all about size, isn't it? You see that?
Hang on.
You see it's about size there, Red Pill. You see the words mentioned, small is size.
To a simple equation. Due to a phenomenon called diffraction, there are fundamental limits to the smallest possible objects we can see. Now, just 5 more seconds. Hang on.
She's just describing the Rayleigh criterion. We all know this. You're just telling us stuff we already know.
I'm almost done. In this governing equation says that in order to see smaller and smaller, we need to make our telescope bigger and bigger. Almost done. So my point is that the optical instruments, be it your eye or a camera, have a literal vanishing point, okay, caused by diffraction. She literally came out of her mouth, and that will cause things to disappear out of your sight. So that's all I wanted to say, because we were
right. Do you know what that equation was that she had up on there? Do you know its name?
Is this like pop quiz time?
Do you know? Yes or no? It's okay.
You give a fucking answer.
Most people wouldn't know it. I'm just wondering if you know it, because given the fact
give a fucking answer, man.
Right, it's a Rayleigh criterion.
Oh, congratulations! I heard about this on Nathan Oakley's show.
And that describes exactly what I was saying, where you are using the fact that things become so small and therefore you can't see them. What does that got to do with these huge wind turbines?
All right, I'm going to explain it.
Hold on, let me finish, because you've now used this argument about 10 times.
Okay, I'm going to explain it.
You have to understand that these wind turbines are sufficiently large that the Rayleigh criterion is not relevant. We can clearly see them. So there's no issue to do with them being small, which is the argument you've used all along.
Well, I didn't mention Rayleigh criterion.
Completely irrelevant.
Great, so now I'm going to explain to you. Now I'm going to go ahead.
You're stupid.
Okay, congratulations. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain to you how things can disappear bottom up on a flat plane. Ready? Okay, Can you guys see the hallway?
Can I say one thing before you start? Yeah, Rumpus. No matter how much it pains you, please let him finish.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, do you guys see the hallway on screen?
Yep.
Okay. So the compression zone, the vanishing line, something that artists for probably 1,000 years, who knows how long they've known about.
Wait.
You see what I'm talking about? So
Rumpus.
Shh. Sorry, Al, I can't help myself. I have to go away.
Just let it all come out, right?
It's like Nathan Oakley says, when you get to that devastating point, Rumpus has to jump in.
You might as well say
All right. Okay, so there's a compression zone in the distance. It's a vanishing line. It's a vanishing point. Artists know about it. Anybody who denies this is pretty much you can say you're a science denier.
It's not called a compression zone, is it?
The closer something is to the compression zone in your vision, that's where things disappear. It's the reason it's called a vanishing line or a vanishing point. Things will disappear.
Why are we putting up with this?
No, come on, man. Come on, let him finish. I know, but just let him finish. Right, let him finish.
Let me finish.
He's waffling as well as being an idiot.
Please let him finish, Rumpus, because I'm actually building a model to explain this to him, so be quiet.
Well, okay, you want to go for longer, do you?
It's funny because I actually made a 3D model of the long hallway yesterday.
Same here. Just really quickly to
demonstrate.
demonstrate.
I'm not a professional 3D modeler in any sense.
Well, I used to be for 18 years, so go on.
No, I've seen you on Jose's show.
Oh,
okay.
For God's sake, finish this goddamn pain.
Well, you've extended it by 20
I know I have. I appreciate that.
Okay. So the further away something in your field of view is from the compression zone or the vanishing line or the vanishing point, it is not going to disappear into the vanishing point or the vanishing line. And the bottom of an object in the distance is going to be closer to the compression zone, vanishing line, vanishing point than the top. I haven't finished. Than the top of a very tall turbine. So it hasn't been, for lack of a better word, it hasn't been eaten up by the vanishing zone yet. It makes perfect sense.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Just please. Right. So I'm going to present my screen. On the left, we have a corridor, and on the right, we have a corridor, and these are very different corridors. On the left, and I will just make a slight little bit of a correction here for height, I would imagine. Come on, you little shit. No, sorry, I'll leave it. Right, so these are the same distance away from a camera. One of them will disappear bottom first. One of them will never disappear until it gets to a sufficiently small size that the resolution on the monitor would not be able to resolve it, much like the human eye or a camera lens. So as this object moves away, we see, and this is the same distance away, one of them kind of starts disappearing from the bottom first. The other one is never going to disappear. There is only one difference between these two corridors. One is frigging curved, the other is not.
So
this has nothing to do with perspective. Yeah.
I want it to go so far away that it.
Right. Okay. So, the one on the,
fuck! No. Damn, that's a shame, dude.
No.
The one on the curve. Yeah, the one with the curve.
Right. So I can send it all the way away till it gets to nothing if you want.
Draw some lines on the object.
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. I made it a multicolored object. So you have pink on the bottom, green in the middle, blue on top.
Right. So what's very important here, and I want you both to realize this, because I don't understand being an artist and a 3D geometric person of like 18 years. I don't understand how someone could think that perspective will have a bias towards this purple area and not have a bias towards this red area. Now,
no, it does. It has.
No, it doesn't.
Stop. Right.
Idiot.
Okay.
Don't straw man me though. I didn't say that.
So Red Pill. So do you think, given the laws of perspective and geometry, that the purple is going to disappear first? Is that what you're saying?
The purple will disappear first. Yes, I will say that. But that's fine.
No. We want to give you. Well, I want to see it right in the line of the floor. I can see it. Yeah, that's it. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I didn't have
it should disappear from the bottom up that way. Yeah, it should.
Right. Okay.
Well,
so the issue here is that this object, we're always going to see, and this is an assertion based on 18 years of experience, we are always going to see 100% of it. 50% of that 100% will be purple and 50% will be red. Mm-hmm. There is no exception to this in geometric law or maths or perspective. Mm-hmm. Now, that is my assertion, having done this shit for an incredible amount of time.
You just moved it away. You just moved it away. It kind of looked like it disappeared bottom up. Can you do that again?
Yeah, sure.
Whoa, what the fuck is that?
It's small.
Yeah, pause it there. Can you zoom in? Can you take a screenshot and zoom in?
Why can I only see the red, dude?
Dean, put the red on the bottom and the darker color on the top. He's getting all excited because he can only see the brighter color.
No, that's good. Yeah. This is good. If you can take a screenshot of that.
Everybody stop.
Dean, flip that goddamn colors.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little screenshot here, and we're going to magnify the damn thing. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh, wait a minute. Now.
Wait a minute. Red Pill. Check this. I've sent it the furthest away it's going to go. And guess what? I'll take another fucking screenshot of it. Let's have a look at this. Oh my goodness. 50-50.
Yeah,
it is geometrically impossible.
Dean, flip the goddamn thing, guys. It's the purple, not the red, please.
Now,
thank you, Dean. Right, now do it again and demonstrate now. You can see the red. There you are, you see? The red, you see there, bloody moron? The red was the thing that you could see.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah,
now,
right.
But to be fair, hang on. Changing the colors doesn't prove that it's not disappearing bottom up. It just proves that the color of objects plays a role in what you can and can't see.
Yes, but we can see the red.
Exactly, that was the point.
The red would disappear, and it doesn't. You've been shown to be a moron.
Guys, let me refute the zoomed up picture. Now I have a question about the program and how it works.
You said the red would disappear.
Wait a minute. Let me hear red.
But it hasn't.
Let me hear red. I want to hear red. Come on.
You see the little red dot there? See the little red dot? See the tiny little red dot? Oh, what does that mean? Oh, it means we can see the bottom of it. That means the red pill's a moron. Well, we knew that before.
All right, so I was doing a 3D hallway model just like this yesterday. Can I present that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm currently sharing, so let me bring it up.
I don't know, mate. Wait a minute, give me a second.
Now I'm just going to start moving it back. We zoom out because it takes fucking forever.
Can I suggest something for you to think about here, Red?
Yeah, sure.
So the human eye sees more green than it will any other color, and it's an evolutionary trait. And it's the same way why the tag of file format, or TGA, is actually built to give more precedence in bit depth to green. So when you're showing colors aren't the best thing for human beings to look at. What I would say, and a very easy thing to do, is create a shape that is symmetrical, something like a cube, not a tall building, but a cube. This cube, then you could move off into the distance. Just any solid color cube, because you can look at it at any time and say, has this changed shape and become something not a cube? Because if it has, then it's disappearing non-uniformly. But if it remains a cube, then it's disappearing due to angular size and perspective uniformly, and you can still see all of it. So it's just a thought experiment for you to do.
So can you not see, Red Pill, the fact that that small, and yet we're dealing with pictures like mountains and wind turbines where it's not getting to this size. So this demonstration you're giving us now is utterly irrelevant.
Anyway, so this is basically what I did, and I put my eye up close. Yeah. I put my eye up close to the screen and try to see. Can I still see the green there? And honestly, it's just
irrelevant.
Basically, it's almost impossible to even.
Has nothing to do with the wind turbines.
He doesn't even let me finish.
Yeah.
Like now, you and I.
Rumpus, please be quiet.
Yes, so I couldn't even distinguish if it was disappearing bottom up. No, but something weird started happening though. But I'm at a point now where if I move it just a little bit further back, this tiny little pinprick, it's probably 1 pixel on my screen. It just goes, it blinks out and it's gone for good. I'm gonna press the button now. It's gone.
That's normal.
I'm gonna press it again. It's back. I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna go away one more time.
Yeah. No,
hang on. I'm not saying.
Eliminate the horizon and put it in the mid-air, the object, and see if it's going to disappear the same. Yes, it will, because it's getting too small to resolve.
Yes.
Oh, wait. That's not my point, guys. My point is
a size issue. What
don't you understand? Guys, let me finish. My point, I'm not even saying this is a flat earth proof here. I'm just saying it might be an issue with this software because something really weird started happening. So I'm gonna push it a little further away again. The little black dot is gone. But what's weird is that if I just keep pushing it away, eventually the black dot would start reappearing again. And I didn't understand why it was.
Do you want me to explain why that is?
Yeah, I want to know why the hell it just like blinks back into existence. Yeah.
Okay, that's not an issue at all. So what's actually happening here is we've got an object of a certain size. Now let's say that size gets to within a pixel. So if that object was here, your computer says, hey, we are fine. We are well good with this. And it becomes a single pixel. Now, the problem that you have is based on how it's rasterizing and the engine is dealing with it and the accuracy. If the object gets to this size, now it's going to have to, if the object is here, it's going to say, well, hang about. I'm going to sample this pixel to figure out if anything's here. And we can see that, let's say it's 10% filled. So the choices here are, what a normal rasterizer does is it can say, well, I'll fill this 10%. Now, we get small anomalies if this object crosses a line like this, because some rasterizers have different weight based on how they determine what a pixel shade, what a pixel is going to become. Because now you can see that this should be 2.5%, this should be 2.5, and this will be 2.5. But it can't actually do this. So a lot of rasterizers say, well, and it's done on a sub-pixel basis, like what Rumpus was saying. We can have sub-pixel samples to figure out where this thing is. And sometimes, based on something called the clipping plane, if it decides to draw it, it can add more precedence to a pixel. So when you're zooming away, imagine this size here, starts off here, but actually goes to here. It might actually be in view here, but not here at this size. Because here it's affecting more pixels, so therefore it needs to subsample these to figure out what there is. Thus it can determine more weight. Now I don't know whether I've explained that enough, but that's how sub-pixel rendering and rasterization works.
I just want to know if it's actually accurate, or if there's some kind of issue where it's like, because again, I had that weird anomaly with my thing. It's almost like even though it had blinked out, it was and I continued to move it away 20,000 feet further than when it had blinked out, it was still blinking out this tiny little grain of sand on the screen.
Yeah. That'll just be crossing pixel boundaries.
Is that sort of an issue with the way that it's programmed? That's basically my question.
No. So one way that you can test that, Red, is you see the little barrel here that we've got that goes off into the distance on your flat surface with the camera perfectly aligned. Now, in a 3D program, I've got the ability to, I think it's camera 1, is it? I've got the ability to change the angle of view, yeah? Which is basically changing the focal length. So an example here is if I did some quick math, you've got a 24mm sensor, and your P900 or 1000 will go to 2000mm. And I've just brought that back. Mm-hmm. Because all I've done is zoom in with your P1000 to 2000mm.
Well, so, I don't know.
That is the reality of the situation.
I have a couple of issues. Number one, somebody has actually done a real world, non-simulation based test for the very bottom up disappearance. I don't know if you've seen it, Dean. It's from a channel called Life is Short. It's actual real world, non-simulation based observation test. And he went to a long hallway. Have you heard about this one?
Yeah, he's got a bumpy floor and he's got a gap at the back and a light. Yeah.
Remember, Rumpus is not a bumpy floor. You move the glow post and said it's, because the friggin' f-stop or some shit.
I've done a real world test where I set up a spirit level and put a battery on top of it so that we knew that the surface that was being zoomed into was perfectly straight and flat and leveled. And then I walked away with P900 and zoomed into it, and none of it disappears.
Perfectly flat surface, according to Rumpus. So,
if you're being very technical, there's no such thing as a perfectly flat surface. But Dean,
Dean, I really want you to watch this video. I'm going to put it into the hangout here, because what he did was, you guys can say, oh, it's a curved floor, it's a bumpy floor, but he tested it. He designed the test to check for that. He put two cameras at. Well, that's what you say, Rumpus.
Well, let me have a look, Rumpus.
He put two cameras. Yeah, I'm gonna send it right now. He put two cameras at the same height, but they were different lenses. One was a way bigger lens than the other, and the light disappeared out of one and not the other, even though they were at the exact same height above the floor. So I'll send you a link to that, because it contradicts my modeling software and it contradicts what you just showed. So I want to know why software. I want to know why software isn't like jiving with a real world test. That's basically, So I'll send it to you.
Just one thing, Rad. What you're going to have to reconcile with your theory, though, is I've zoomed in on this corridor, and this was the point where this was disappearing. I've just brought you back by changing the focal length and obviously zooming in. However, what you need to explain is how a transform happens and we end up seeing this, because that geometrically is impossible. Now, if this guy can do that, he'll win a Nobel Prize, and our reality changes forever.
And it's a real world demonstration of what's not happening here in the software. And I think that using the two cameras, one with a different type of lens, of way bigger aperture, the other one was a much smaller lens. I think that's a good test to check for what the flat earthers are asserting, that it's not a bumpy floor or a curved floor. the reason the light is disappearing out of one camera, not the other, is because of the aperture size.
Yeah, so he can see a light. So the f-stop is different, so it can set more light, so you can see more detail. We know that, but you've got to deal with windmills where there is not an issue of size. These windmills are huge.
I presented this to Rumpus and Carlos a couple of weeks ago on the show. They have their counter arguments, and maybe you'll have your own, but I think it's something to look at. So, but I got to get the hell out of here, guys. So thanks for the conversation. We'll talk later.
Thank you, Red Pill. You hung in there for a few hours. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, bye, Ozzy. Later, guys.